While jokers are many players' favorite tiles, they make up probably 90% of the questions we get, especially about joker exchanges. So that is what we're covering for today's Daily Talk of the Tiles for July 24th, 2025. What are the rules about doing a joker exchange? First of all, it must be your turn. And that is even if you're exchanging a joker from your own rack. What happens if you do a joker exchange before you pick or call? Your hand is dead. Sorry about that. There's always next game. What's the proper order of a joker exchange? Well, like we said, it must be on your turn. So you either pick a tile from the wall and then do an exchange, or on your turn, you claim a discard, put that discard on the flat top part of your rack, take tiles from the sloping part of your rack, completely complete your exposure. It's done. You either did a pung, you did a kong, you did a quint, you're done. Then you do your joker exchange or exchanges. What if somebody missed an exchange and they put a tile down that could have been used for a joker exchange? Can you call that and use it for joker exchange? Wishful thinking. Never. A discard can only be used for a new exposure or to call Mahjong. So there's a lot of misinformation out there on the web. A lot of people are teaching that a discard is a dead tile. A discard is not a dead tile other than a correctly named joker. Any other discard that's a current discard that can still be called can't be called to do that joker exchange. But there could be two players that both need a 3 dot or that both need a 5 crack. If somebody discards a tile that could have been used for a joker exchange, it's dead in that respect, but you could still call it for an exposure or to call Mahjong. What are the rules about asking for an exchange? So you must verbalize it. You must say, "May I have your joker?" And the other player cannot say no. If you put the tile down, it is considered discarded if you haven't asked yet. So make sure you vocalize that loudly so other players hear. It is etiquette, but not required to announce it when you're doing it from your own rack. So we're not going to go into too much detail because we've discussed this on other posts, but some people consider it strategy to not comment. Others prefer it more of a courtesy. Personally, we believe that we don't want somebody to say, "Wait a second, where'd the joker go?" So we'll just say, "Oh, lucky me," or something like that, and take our own joker. What if I need the joker to call the discard or add it to an exposure? Not allowed. If you can't claim that tile and make the completed exposure without needing that joker, then you can't call the tile. You must be able to claim the discard, complete your exposure, and then do the joker exchange. So where does the joker go? Many places, either in your rack, or if it gives you Mahjong, congratulations. You do not, as we just said, add it to exposures. The joker, along with the tiles in the sloping part of your rack, if that could be used there for you to display Mahjong, you have the win, and it's actually a self-picked win. Or you could discard the joker. What about concealed hands or self-picked wins? So these are two topics that players ask about a lot. You are not making an exposure when you do a joker exchange. On the last slide, we just said how you go and put the joker in your rack or discard it. So that's not violating having a concealed hand. So for either concealed or exposed hands, you could do joker exchanges. What if the joker goes in your rack and along with all those tiles in your rack, you now have Mahjong? That is a self-picked win. If you're playing for money, congratulations. You get paid double by all three players. What can you not do with your exposures? You cannot add that joker to an exposure you made this turn or any prior exposure. Once you either discard or initiate a joker exchange, that exposure is locked in place and cannot be changed. So that part about once you discard, that's discussing like other turns. You call a 2 dot, you put up 3 2 dots, you discard, that exposure of 2 dots is locked. You call a 2 dot, you make an exposure, you exchange your joker. You cannot add that joker to that exposure. By asking for the joker, you locked that exposure. How many can you exchange at one time? As many as you are a joker magnet and lucky enough to be able to exchange. Basically, the limit's 8 because there's only 8 jokers. You could do it all on one turn, as many as you can. What about exchanging a natural tile and giving a joker to get a natural tile? People sometimes call this a reverse joker exchange, and it is not allowed. If you are going for a hand that you need 2025 and all the fives are gone, they're either exposed or discarded, you're going to have to find a backup hand. You cannot switch a joker to take a natural tile, only the other way around. If you get stuck and you're saying, oh shoot, now I don't know what to do, I have all these great tiles, but now my hand is not winnable for this hand, we have a great PDF on Modern Mahjong, Learn the 2025 card. It's 95 pages. You do not have to print them all. You could just select the pages you want to print or just save it to your computer or tablet. And we go through all the different groupings on the card and what hands have overlapping tiles with each other. So if you're going for a 2025 hand and that's not coming through, we show you how those pungs of 2s and 5s might work in another hand. Some hands have 12 of the same tiles. So it's a really helpful PDF if you want to check it out. Now moving on to today's hand of the day. It's the last hand in the section, so you know what that means. If there's a concealed hand, this is going to be it. So it is a concealed hand. It's hand number 6, a pair of flowers, a pung of 3s with the suit matching that dragon, a pung of 6s with the suit matching that dragon, and a pung of 9s with a suit matching a dragon. So it's any 3 suits with matching dragons. So since it's concealed, no exposures until you win. So be sure not to call the 3s, the 6s, or the 9s, because by definition, you couldn't expose the flowers or the dragons. Make sure that the dragon matches the suit for the number. So the green, let's say you're doing dots for the 3s, you have to use the soap for the 3 that in the suit that matches the 3s, and so on. If you are in the Orlando area, we'd love for you to join us September 10th. We are hosting Meet, Eat, Play, Repeat at Pinstripes. It's going to be an afternoon of a delicious lunch and fun social games, and we have more events coming up. Visit modernmahjong.com, and we're going to be posting registration soon for our events all over South Florida at Clive Daniel Home. If you play canasta, or if you want to learn to play canasta, our virtual series is starting August 4th. It's going to be 4 classes virtually from 7 to 8:15 Eastern Time. If you can't join us live for each one, no worries. The series is recorded and available for a full month after the lessons. Thank you so much for following us and listening to our daily talks. We love the feedback we're getting on this series. If you have ideas of what we could talk about next, let us know. A lot of times the discussion in our Facebook group, Mahjong Community, leads to some of the comments. We definitely go over things that we know players are struggling with to help everybody play with confidence. We hope that you'll like, comment, save, and most importantly, share. Thank you so much for following us, being here. Have a great day and a great game.